Hello friends, this is Haradhan here once again. Welcome to TestNG Framework Training Session 10. Today in this session I will discuss how we can handle any expected exception in TestNG Framework using Selenium WebDriver. Thank you all for watching my videos. In case you are enjoying my videos and learning automation testing and Java, please like and share my videos. Do not forget to subscribe my channel and press the bell icon so that you will get notification as and when I will upload any new videos. Do not forget to provide your valuable comment for any input or suggestion. Stay tuned for my next videos. So in the Java exception handling videos, I already covered what does it mean by exception, how we can handle the exceptions, and how we can also create the new exceptions, okay, using the throw keyword. But here I am also discussing. So what does it mean by exceptions, right? In case some real problem is there, right, for while executing the code, right? So some exception can be triggered because of the unintentional code whatever is written or whatever data we have entered, right? So I am giving some simple exceptions, okay? Suppose in case if you want to divide any numeric number, right, by 0, so it will immediately throw some arithmetic exception because it is not possible in arithmetic. Similarly, suppose if you have declared an array size as 3 or 4 or 5 maximum, okay, so the 5 element will be there, right? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 if you define the size as 5. But if you want to retrieve the element for the 10th position, right, so it will throw you error because the size of the element is 5, so it will not allow you to retrieve the element which is 10th position. So it will immediately allow you array index out of bound exception, okay. Similarly, for any kind of input output problem, so it will throw IO exceptions, right? Similarly, suppose if you declared an string, right, which does not have any word, okay, so it is null, and if you want to retrieve the size of the string, so it will be throwing you null pointer exceptions, okay. Now I am giving a real-time example. Suppose you already done your test script development, right, for a particular web page, right, and obviously all the web element you have taken the either ID or XPath or CSS, right, for all the web element. Now let's say for a particular web element, okay, whenever you are executing your test script, maybe that web element has been removed from the page, or maybe the property whatever already given in your script, it is not matching, it is maybe changed, right? So what happened? It will throw some exception like suppose no such element found, no such element exception, or element not visible exception, right? Because that element property got changed, or either the element got removed from the particular page. So immediately your test case execution will fail. But problem is that suppose you have 500 line of code, and in your 5th line due to some exception your code is getting failed. But in case you are not handling the exception, okay, so what happened? The remaining 450 line of code will not be executed. So for any exceptions, the execution will stop there until you are handling the exceptions, okay. So that is the reason you have to handle all the exception. In case you know that kind of exception can be triggered, so you have to handle the exception, whether it is Java program or it's a TestNG or any framework, okay. So most of the time user might have scenario where they expect an exception. As a result, user have to verify that an exception is being thrown by the program during execution, okay. So TestNG provides a way to handle such exceptions. User need to set the property of the expected exception to the required exception, okay. So I can handle the exception, arithmetic exception, no such element found exception, element not visible exception, array index out of bound exception, IO exception, or null pointer exception, in case I exactly know the exceptions, okay. So in the expected exception I can also enter the multiple exceptions, okay. Apart from that, there is another attribute, is important attributes available in the TestNG framework, which is expected exceptions message, right, regular expression, which helps user to pass or fail the test cases based on the exception message it's thrown. Okay, so now I will show you all the different kind of exception, how you can create the exception, how you can handle the exception, how you can check with expected exception message regular expressions, and how you can also right automate a particular web page where some exception is triggering and how you can handle it. Okay, so here I already created a exception handling TestNG class and handle exception method. Right here I will simply just declaring a variable I where I will be storing the value. Suppose I want to divide it 10 by 0. Okay, so what will happen, it will throw some exception and test case will be fail. So you run the code, you can see test case is getting failed, and here like it will display arithmetic exception, right? Java.lang arithmetic exception is coming, right? So unless you are handling that exceptions, so you test case will never pass, right? You have to handle the exception. How you can handle it? You have to give expected that particular exception. If you do not know the exact term, so under that in the test annotation give the some bracket, right, and just type expected or expect what that particular word expec and press Ctrl spacebar from your keyboard. You can see all the suggestion will come here, right? Expected exception, and you need to give the exception's name. If you do not know the name, just simply add it. Okay, and space Ctrl spacebar, so you can see it's coming, right? Arithmetic exception dot class. Okay, so that is the syntax you need to use, follow it, right? So whatever exception is coming, you need to handle it. You need to give expected exception equal to arithmetic exception dot class in the test annotation. Now if you run the code, you can see the test case will be passed because the exception handle, right? So you can see test case getting passed. Okay, now if you want to declare or create the customized exception, how can you do it? So you need to use throw keyword, throw new and any exception. Suppose I am creating IO exception, right? I can give some message here, test. Okay, you can see some error message is coming. You need to import IO exception from java.io package, right? Still error message is there. So whenever you are declaring IO exception, you need to surround with or tie catch block, or here you need to give some throw, right? So you can see it is handled, right? So now if you run the code, and you can see what is happening, it is still failing. Why it is still failing? Because here you are giving the expected exception is arithmetic exceptions, right? But here you are giving the exception as IO exception, so it is not matching, right? So you have to match the exception, right? So in case you are not sure about the exception, you can give multiple exception here. So expected exception equal to, you need to give second bracket and you need to give the comma size dot IO, press enter, IO exception dot class. Okay, now in case of, you need to close with bracket, second bracket. Okay, so error message will gone. So in case I have exception, arithmetic exception, it will still work because I have handling two exceptions. I know that two expected exception can occur here, right? So let's run the code. Let's see whether test case is getting passed or not. So right now it should get passed, right? It is getting passed. Okay. So in case you are not familiar about the exception, you can type all the possible exception one by one by the comma signs, right? And here you need to give some second bracket. Okay. So that's why you can handle any kind of exceptions. Okay. Now here another one important attribute is available, expected exception message regular expression, which help user to pass or fail the test case based on the exception message. So here I can add some another attributes, right, in the test annotation. Okay. You can see it is coming expected exceptions message regular expression. Suppose in case I am giving that add test, okay, equal to sign. So here it should get matched and my test case should pass. Let's run the code and let's see whether it's passing or not. You can see it is getting passed because here handle exception is getting passed because here the message is test and here I'm given test, but right now it's changed to any point change test 1 2 and here I'm keeping test. So right now it is getting failed because though handling the exception is getting handled, but the message is not exactly matching, right? So it is will fail. You can see it is getting failed, right? Cross sign and red mark, and here failure 1, total run is 1. Here you can see that the exception message is coming org.testng.test exceptions, okay, because expected was test 1 to 3, but we are getting as test, right? So if you change it to test 1 to here also, so obviously it will pass. So sometime though we are handling the exceptions, also you need to use that particular message whether it is matching or not, right? Because sometimes exceptions may come, but in case it is not matching, you have to fail your test case, right? So that is the reason that particular attribute, right, expected exception message regular expression also plays an important role, okay, to validate the message whatever you are already declaring it is matching with the whatever is coming. Okay, now it is getting passed because that particular is matching, right? Test 1 to 3 and exception name is IO exception. Here already I declared IO exceptions, and here message is also test 1 to 1 2, right? Now I will give you the real-time examples how you can handle the real-time examples. Okay, let's comment it out the code and let's remove this part. Okay, so here I want to automate the Facebook page. Okay, the Facebook page. So simply I will copy paste the code for launching the Facebook, and here I want to just create a variables of the WebDriver interface, WebDriver driver. Okay, I need to import the WebDriver interface from the org.openqa.selenium packages, and also I need to import the Chrome drivers class from the org.openqa.selenium packages, right? So import is successful. Now I am launching the Facebook, right? And once the Facebook is launched, now I want to enter some value in the email and password fields. So for that I need to inspect the element, right? So you can see element email is id is email, right? So I want to add some value here. Driver dot find element by dot id is email, and I want to send some value dot send, suppose Haradhan. Okay, similarly I want to enter some value in the password field. Okay, here id is pass for the password field. Okay, you can inspect the element, you can see the id is pass, pass. I want to enter another 1 2 3. Okay, now if you run the code, you can see it will obviously launch the Chrome browsers, it will pass the URL for Facebook, and it will enter the email ID and password value, right? Whatever is there in the code. Okay, it's my script is working fine and it is pass status, right? Now change that particular ID email to 123, which is not available in the page, right? That particular email 123, that ID is not available in the page, so I have changed it, right? Email 123, and right now I want to also quit the browser, driver dot close or quit. Okay, so here test case will fail because that particular element with that ID email 123, it will not able to identify it, right? And it will also not execute the remaining line of code, and it will not quit the browser. Okay, so let's run the code and let's see whether my test case is getting failed and the remaining line of code is not getting executed due to some exceptions. So it is launching the Chrome browser, maximizing in passing the Facebook page. You can see here in the email or password field no value is getting entered, and also the driver is not getting closed. Browser is not getting closed. Though I have used the driver.close, and this case will fail here. You can see the failure, right? Cross sign and red mark. And if you go to the sections in the console, you can see like no such element exception is coming because unable to find the element. For the email 123, you can see email 123 is not available. That particular option is not available, right? So if you handle that particular no such element exception, okay, so I mean it will be handled. Maybe test case will fail, but next line of code will be executed and driver will be closing, right? So here I can handle it. Expected exception name is no such element exception. Just simply press control space bar, no such element, right? Element exception from org.openqa.selenium, because it is not here. If you import from wrong package, so it will again throw some error, so you need to remember, okay, what of the exception belong to what particular packages, right? Because no such element exception is not a property of Java, right? Here for particular case, so it is a property of org.openqa.selenium. So if you import wrongly the wrong package, so it will create some problem. Okay, so dot class. Now if you run it, you can see your ID will, sorry, your particular ID field, right? Email field, no value will be entered, but it will enter the password field and it will quit the browser, right? Let's run the code. Let's see. So it is launching the Chrome browser. So it will maximize the browser. It will pass the URL for Facebook page, and obviously it will not able to find the email field, but it will enter the value in the password field. Okay, still not entering. Let's see what the problem is happening here, and not quitting the browsers. Okay, so it is getting passed, right? Though it is not working, but it will be passed. Okay, so it will proceed to the next execution. Okay, you can see, because I already handled that particular exception, right? So test case status is getting passed. So that is the reason exception handling plays a pivotal role for any kind of Java or maybe any framework or TestNG or Selenium, right? Until you are handling the exception, so it will prevent you to execute the code for the maybe the next set of test case. Okay, so that is the reasons. If you handle it, so the next remaining set of test case will be executed. Otherwise, it will stop you the execution at that point. Okay. So that's why different kind of exceptions can be handled. So your test case will be, test case execution will not be impacted, right? Okay. So that's all for today's session. Thank you.